Hopefully everybody's doing well. Welcome to my next video. Today we will analyze NQNES as normal. Welcome to our video. So let's dive in. Let's dive in to our video. Let's clear the chart and let's start with higher time frame, which is our monthly time frame. On monthly time frame, there's actually nothing. We just pumped higher. So let's go with weekly. On a weekly chart, as you can see, last week market break this weekly fair value gap, and before that we hold this weekly. We pumped higher, as you can see, and after that moment market made a bearish movement and we break this fair value gap. This bullish fair value gap got broken through, so that means bullish PD areas are not getting respected right now. So I can say, because we break weekly fair value gap, we can say bullish order flow right now is not getting respected on a weekly time frame. So I can say we're leading more bearish, and because we break this fair value gap, this weekly bullish fair value gap is going to be my drawn liquidity on weekly time frame. On a daily, as you can see, market made a lower movement. We created a bearish range and we made a pullback. We tested the equilibrium price range. We tested the premium range. Four reasons why market move: hunt liquidity, generate liquidity, rebalance inefficiency, and rebalance the equilibrium. Market makes a rebalance the equilibrium, so we made the minimum movement requirement. We tested also the optimal trade entry, which is OTE, as you can see. And after that, we break this daily fair value gap, daily bullish fair value gap. As you can see, on a daily time frame also, we do not respect bullish imbalances. If you were bullish, market should have hold this fair value gap and turn bullish. But what market did is market break this fair value gap and tested this weekly as an inverse fair value gap, and we break this weekly fair value gap. In addition to this bullish fair value gap is getting broken. So this fair value gap got broken through, and that means on a daily time frame, on a lower time frame, bullish lower time frame order flow is not getting respected. So this is another confluence for us to say, yeah, we're leading more bearish right now because this fair value gap is getting broken. So, and also, as you can see, we have this bearish fair value gap created with the last bearish downside movement. With this candle, we created a fair value gap. Market can test this fair value gap, but also at the same time, we do not have to test this fair value gap. If market is bearish, we can see push to the downside. Yes, but at the same time, market can test this fair value gap, and if you test this fair value gap, I will be still more bearish because we will be already broke this fair value gap and testing the bearish one. So it does not matter. So once we go to 4-hour chart, as you can see, we are respecting this 4-hour. We have this 4-hour bearish imbalance. As you can see, we're already testing it. So that means bearish PD areas are getting respected on a 4-hour chart. And also at the same time, as you can see, once we look this chart on ES took this low, ES took this high, ES took this high, which is 25,873. ES took this high, but NQ did not, so this created an SMT. At that time, we were holding this bullish weekly imbalance, so I was not looking for that fair value gap to hold because this is against my drawn liquidity. This was against my drawn liquidity at that time, but right now we already broke this weekly fair value gap, so we're already bearish. This bearish bullish imbalance is my drawn liquidity and my overall drawn liquidity, so this fair value gap is right now valid. once we made an SMT, market break this series of the up close candles, and we created a change in state on the 1 hour chart. Market tested this area and we dumped. Look what happened as we dumped. We dumped and we created a bearish range, and as you can see, market makes a rebalance back to where? Back to equilibrium. You know, 4 is a small market move, 1 is rebalanced equilibrium, and market already makes a rebalanced equilibrium. We already test this zone. So we also have a daily imbalance here. We also have a daily bearish fair value gap, right? We also have a bearish daily fair value gap, but because we already hold this 4 hour, this is also on premium array, so market don't need to test this fair value gap. We can just see a dump right there, but at the same time market can push higher in order to test this fair value gap, but we do not have to test this fair value gap in order to make a bearish movement, because we already test this fair value gap, this 4 hour imbalance, which is on equilibrium, which is on premium array. So this fair value gap is also valid. I do not have to see this fair value gap got tested, because we already hold bearish 4 hour fair value gap, and this is on the way to my drawn liquidity. So we test the equilibrium price range, as you can see, and this 4 hour bullish imbalance, as you can see, this is not a thing for me. I'm not looking this fair value gap to get hold, because on weekly we already broke this fair value gap and on the daily, this fair value gap, this 4 hour fair value gap means nothing. We broke this bullish imbalance, as you can see. Order flow was bearish, so because order flow was bearish, drawn liquidity is bearish. You know why drawn liquidity is bearish? Because overall bullish PD areas are getting disrespected and bearish PD areas are getting respected. So that means my bias is going to be more bearish. Market tested this 4 hour, and on the 1 hour chart, as you can see, we swept this high and nothing more. Actually, we just swept this high. Market started to consolidate. So what I expect from this price action is market can either pump higher or dump lower, or can consolidate. It all depends on the overnight session, but right now we can say, yeah, because we're holding bearish PD areas and disrespecting bullish ones, we can say we are more bearish. This is going to be a short video, but never mind. Also, we have some lows here. These lows going to be act as generating liquidity. If we have a bearish scenario, this will be targets. If we have a bearish scenario, but right now it all depends on the overnight session. We don't know what's gonna happen in the overnight session. Also, let's take some standard deviation projections. 32.5 is already hit, so I'm not looking for this projection area. But also we have some lows here. If you had if you have a bearish scenario, this will be targets. So that's it. Actually, that's it. On a 15 minute, let's look this on 15 minute also. Market just swept the slow. But actually there is nothing more. Market just swept the slow. We have this bearish imbalance because order flow is more bearish. I would like to see this fair value gap to get hold. You know, I would like to see this fair value gap. We have this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Let's clear this chart a little bit. We have this bearish imbalance, and this is on premium array. This should get hold if you're bearish. Also at the same time, we have a buy side here. We have equal highs here, so market can hunt this equal highs before the bearish moment that we were expecting. Let's look this on 3-minute chart. On the 3 minutes, we have actually nothing. Market just consolidates here and expand a little bit. As you can see, market tries to expand a little bit. On the 1 minute chart, as you can see, we have equal highs here. So in the best case scenario, market can hunt these highs before the bearish movement that we were expecting, but at the same time, market do not have to make a bearish movement. Market can pump higher. This is a possibility. You know what I mean by that? Market can pump higher. I'm not saying market is bearish, completely bearish. I can't. In this market, you cannot talk completely significant about any idea. These are all theories. These are all theories, and it's all depends on overnight session. But just from experience, I would like to see this highs to get hunted, and then maybe an internal sweep, and then maybe bearish setup, bearish change in the state, and then maybe continuation to the downside. I would like to see this to play out. Actually, this is what I expect. This will be what I expect. I want to see this highs to get swept, because equal highs and equal lows act as magnet, and market, in order to make a bearish moment, we generally sweep sell side and buy side. We generally sweep buy side, so we have to sweep buy side in order to make a significant amount of movement. So I would like to see these highs to get swept at first before the bearish moment that we were expecting because of bearish order flow, bearish drawn liquidity. But at the same time, it all depends on overnight session. So that's it actually. It all depends on overnight session. But you have to have some ideas about market. Even if it all depends on overnight session, you need some idea. You always need some idea. Trading is all about idea. You need idea in order to trade. So in this YouTube series, I'm just saying my ideas, and the guys want to watch these videos in the future time. Right now we have no weaves, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll have. We'll watch these videos, but right now we have no weaves, and always I will do this explanation type of videos for fun. I'm just doing it for fun. I like explaining things just for fun. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.